In this video, we're going to take a look at if statements, or also known as conditional statements. It's these statements that will allow us for the first time in our coding to make decisions or to get the computer to make decisions about what to do. I think it's easier to show you than to tell you. So let's just code up a little example here. We'll make a variable called user input, and we'll put in there our input of, say what's on the menu. Variable called user input, and into that variable is going to go the response, what the user is actually going to type in to what's on the menu today. So they may type in chicken or fish or whatever. So now we're going to put in an if user input equal fish, print I love fish, else print oh darn, I wish I could have fish today. Okay, so let's pause here and take a look at a few things so that you can make sure that you're typing this in right when you're copying it on your version. So we have the if statement, and it should be in a different color, denotating that it is a keyword in Python. Okay, so user input, what is that? That is our variable name, which is holding the response that the user typed in. And so what we're doing is we're comparing whatever is in user input, what's in that box, to this string fish. And then we're comparing that by doing the double equals, equal. So this is totally different from the single equals that we've been using for a variable assignment. This double equal is a totally different symbol, and it indicates something more close to the equal symbol in math, where it is indicating that both sides of this equation are basically the same. Okay? And so this is really important, and this is something that people who are new to programming often overlook, is that the double equals and the single equals are totally different, and they're used in different cases. And then we have a colon, and so whenever we are using an if statement, we do need a colon at the end. And so what's going to happen is computer is going to look at this line and say, look in user input, whatever is in that box, if it is fish, if it is, so that will mean that this statement is true. Okay, so if this statement is true, then the computer is going to print this line. Okay, and you notice that we have indentation here. Okay, that's very important. That is a part of the Python programming language, is this indentation. And so if you don't have the indentation, it's going to get an error. Okay. Else, okay, so basically, if this is not true, so if whatever is in user input is not fish, it's something else, maybe it's chicken, that means that this is not true. So it's not going to do this. It's going to do whatever is inside the else. And remember, you need the colon here. And what's inside the else? Oh darn, I wish I could have fish today. When I say it's inside the else, that means it's indented. When it's indented, that means it's kind of inside. So everything that's indented is part of this thing. Everything that's indented here is part of this thing. Let's just run this and see what happens. Oh, it looks like I have an unterminated string literal. It's useful to get an error here because I don't know if you've had errors so far, but what can you do when you have something like this? Okay, well, you might take a look at this and say that is totally, gibberish. I don't understand any of this. Yes, maybe. Syntax error, unterminated string literal. That may not mean much to you at this point, but detected at line 1. At least we know where this error is. And in fact, it also tells us here, line 1. And in fact, it gives us the line right here. So we just go back to this line and say, what's wrong with this? And we'll see that, oh, I never put a quotation mark at the end of this. And so even one tiny quotation mark like that can make the whole program not work. Okay, let's try that again. What's on the menu today? We'll say fish. And it says, I love fish. Okay, let's run that again. And this time we'll say chicken. Oh darn, I wish I could have fish today. Things that are inside this if, we could actually put other things here and they will still work as long as there's an uninterrupted block of things at the same level of indentation. Those will all be inside. And so if we run this and we type fish, it says, I love fish, hello. Same thing here. Fishy, fishy, fishy. And we can type chicken, and we can see it typed both of those lines. Okay, perfect. So that's all for this video, and we'll see you in the next one.